I would say that managing, all the like errors of communication is the harder one. Is that like a venture hardware house? We are creating our own R&D projects.
So, hello everyone, my name is Agata Walendowska, and here we are in Startup Stories podcast where we talk about startups and what make them work. Today, my special guest is Filip Budny, CEO and founder of Magli Startup, which develop R&D project with expertise in IoT, embedded electronics, FDM, and DLP 3D printing. So, hello Filip, how are you today?
Hello, fine. Thanks for asking. Nice to meet you today.
And nice to meet you too. Thank you for being our guest. So I think that we can start with the first question. What does Magli Startup do?
Okay, so like actually Magli is a developing an innovative Internet of Things game system that enables the management and creation of real-life interactive experiences. Thanks to fantastic living scenery for hotels, escape rooms, museums, amusement parks, and cities.
Okay, and when I read something about your startup, what you do, you tell that your startup take care of R&D projects. So can you tell us something more what the R&D project is?
Yeah, so actually we that was I told you like a minute ago. It was one of our R&D projects that we actually have ended in the last year because our business model is that like a venture hardware house. We are creating our own R&D projects, and one of these R&D projects was and is also Magli game, which is this creation of living scenery scenographies, and that project has ended last year, and now it is in an era of commercialization. For now, we have commercialized this technology in two hotels, one big museum, one escape room, one city. And other R&D projects that we are working on are in progress of development. For example, one of them is about creating autonomous IoT system for river monitoring quality and operating threats identification. This is a very interesting project, R&D project that we are working with Warsaw University of Technology and other startup Nebucode and Polish Institute of Meteorology and Water Management.
Okay, about this, I want to talk with you a little further because, like you mentioned, you have very many projects. So I would like to talk to you about everyone. So I think that we can start, for example, with Magli Engine. So can you tell us a little bit more about that one?
Yeah, so Magdi Engine is a project of developing like an IoT open system for creating living scenographies. And this is very connected to Magli game projects, but not exactly. Magli game basically in terms of end user, it's gonna be a system that will make, for example, escape room owners, museum owners to create living scenography in a top level, basically by drag and drop. So for now, when we want to create some interactive museum, when it comes to electronics, motors, etc., you need to hire engineers to and programmers to buy motors, buy things, and program code. And what Monthly Engine do is that they will be able to create those stations, those living scenographies by themselves, just by drag and drop on our software using our components. So the whole process will be a lot of cheaper than now, and thanks to that, it will be more accessible to whole institutes to make some kind of museums and that kind of things.
Okay, I see. And what about Magli Print? Because you also have project connected with 3D printing. So what about that?
Yes, so Magri Print is a kind of our next leg in our business, because we have a like our own machine park that consists of more than 30 3D printers from companies like Zortrax, Anycubic, etc. And all of that park, we use that park for our R&D projects to develop prototypes, develop outsource, develop things like physical components or something like that. But we also offer 3D printing for other companies. So whenever someone wants to print something in a professional way, not like some gadget, but in a professional way, they put a inquiry to Magliprint, and Magliprint is doing their tasks. For example, Magliprint is strongly working with also Warsaw University of Technology, when because we are printing for them some components for the Hyper Kamiokande project, which is very recognizable in a whole world.
Okay, I see. And all the projects we mentioned are somehow connected with Mugly Game. And you also, like you said, you created a system for water quality management. So how did the idea for this came about? Because that the other one, printing or engine, I suppose that can be used also in Mugly Game. So how the idea of that system for water quality management come from?
Yes, so our first project was Magli Game, and Magli Game was a seed for everything, because Magli Game is everything. It is an IoT Internet of Things network. It is lots of sensors. It is lots of living scenography. It is lots of electronics, programming, and all of that. And on the top of that project, we have created, and also lots of the 3D printing, the scenography. Yeah, no, but every scenography is different. And on top of that project, we have built our next legs, and one of the leg is a Magli print, because for the Magli game projects, we needed to have a 3D print machine park, and we use it for Magli print. For Magli engine comes wherever we need to design something in Magli game, we use Magli engine, because we make our games in Magli game a lot of faster. And in terms of water sense project, that autonomous water river monitoring, there's also lots of the sensors and IoT systems. And so maybe the area is a little bit different, but the hardware and the electronics and the experience that we have gained from Magli Game and other projects are going further with water sense projects. And 2 years ago, when there was a disaster in the Odra River in Poland, we have came to the thinking that why there is no monitoring in Polish rivers, like autonomous and in a long time real time monitorings. So we are like, why? What is the problem? And we ask the institutions in Poland, and actually there is a problem that there is no system such as we propose that would enable real-time monitoring. And this is because of that, the existing devices now, the autonomy, energy autonomy, are basing only on the solar energy. So in a coast of Australia, they work very well, but in Poland they didn't work at all. And they in measuring quality sensors, they are good for ocean water, but in terms of a very, to say, bad quality river water with lots of biofilm, this sensor work only 3 to 4 days. And we have like engineers come to the problem and find a solutions and propose a solution for all of these problems. And that's how the water sense project has come to life.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. But going to our main topic, I think. So, Mugly game, like you said, it's one of your first, yes, idea.
Yes.
So great. So, if you could you describe that project in, I don't know, 3, 4 words? What does Mugly game do?
It's like a, I would say that is like a revolutionary technology method for children psychomotor, emotional, and social development. Because it's fun, it's very nice technology, it's very fun to children, but actually the most important is that it is in real life. It's very healthy to children to use it because they explore, they learn new things, they are in real life. So I would say that.
Okay, and what is the game about? Is there a different scenario, or you adjust the game to the client? How it look like in that case?
We adjust the fabula of the game for our clients. So, for example, if we are doing a game, an infrastructure for a castle, then there's a like history fabula. When we are doing a game for a museum of water, then we use a fabula about physics of water. So it's always adjusted, but we all of that we use our scalable technology to provide, the next level immersive ways of scenography connecting to the children. It's very immersive. It's very interactive. The scenography replace to the children. Children can control this scenography, and etc.
Okay, and I was always really curious how the game like that are creating. So what does it look like to design and create such a personalized game where the children can play it? Because I saw that the game is sometimes controlled by the wand, yes, the special wand, and how the creating such a game look like.
So in our way, we have developed a process that is 4 stages. First stage of development is creating like a concept of fabula with all of the dialogue. And that concept with a dialogue and description of all game is presented to the client. When the client accepts it all, then we are going to the stage 2 when our game developers and engineers are creating all the physical devices, so physical scenography, and all of the digital scenography like mini games on screens or something like that. And in that process, in the stage 2, we are connecting everything each other to each other in our office, in our hardware office, and we are testing it. In a stage 3, we are going to the venue, for example, hotel or museum, and in less than a 7 to 14 days, we are mounting it all there. And the stage 4 is like a tuning the game for like 2 or 3 months, because we have we are not sure that the game would be, for example, too hard or too easy for the children to play. So 2 or 3 months we are doing such things like calibrating the some ways to solve puzzles in a game or something like that are parametric, and we know that. So we like creating for us some loophole to calibrate the game, not to be too easy and not to be too hard.
Okay, and which one of these steps you mentioned is the hardest one for you?
Definitely the step 1. So all concept for the fabula, or thinking about the scenograph, thinking about the dialogues, thinking about all the little details to to fabula to have a chance to be interesting one. That's the hardest one, because it's like creating a plan for something. Yeah, to plan something, there's always the hard part. The rest of
Yes.
that, just
I understand. And how long does it take to create that solution game from the base to installing it in the hotel? How long it takes?
It depends on the how long the game have to be, but for example, like to install two chapters in a hotel, each chapter is about 45 to 60 minutes to play by children, so 2 hours of game. We are able to create fabula in about 3 to 4 weeks, then installment, so like about 2 to 3 months, everything is ready to be monetized by hotel.
Okay, and do you create a game only for some age group, or it also can be adjusted? So if the client wants to game for, I don't know, children more 3 to 6 or 6 to 12, is that adjustable, or you only take care of one age group?
We have developed our own age groups, two of them. One, first group is about like 0 years to about 11, and 12 years to about there over there. So these two groups are offered to a client, and the client are able to choose one group, second group, or two groups. And if a fabula is a two group, so it's prepared for younger children and for the teenagers. That's also accessible to make, because um, when we create the dialogue, the story is the same, but the dialogue is kind of adjusted to a to a group. Like if you have younger children, the dialogue is a little bit more childish, more infantile. But when we talk to teenagers, we throw some Easter eggs. We throw some hype to for what's trendy now. So it's possible to make it in a one time for all the groups, and only
Okay.
if if a client goes to a hotel reception and choose I want to group one, then the reception desk only checks in our system that's gonna be that group, and that's it.
That's amazing. And to be honest, I would like to play such a game on my own. And do you have any dream place, company, hotel, I don't know, the idea for the game that you would like to create?
Yes, actually, I would love to create like a not in hotel, but I would love to have our own venue, like Energylandia, for example, but our own. That we would create our own world, that people would come for 3 to 4 days and play our game, like all the hours, like they
Okay.
would live in a game.
Okay, so it would be like a big escape room, but without any hard questions and try to find
Yes,
out the right way.
something like that. Like go there, and for 3 to 4 days you just live in a game.
Yes, that's really interesting. I would like to go to that place also. So, like you said, Magli game is the oldest one. And how did you came up with the idea for that startup?
Okay, so actually, like I'm kind of a hotel kid, because my parents are the owners of a hotel. So when I was a kid, when I was young, I was spending like every my 1 3 minute in a hotel, because from school I was going to my parents' hotel, and at that hotel waiting for them hours to go to home, or staying at that hotel for nights. So I'm just like a hotel kid from a Disney channel, something like that. And when I was young, I was very bored, actually. So when I go to engineering studies, I was like, whoa, like that there is so much possibilities. There is so much sensors, like hardware and all of the things, that when you connect everything each other, and create like innovative way to connect them by Internet of Things to interact to each other. That would be amazing to use to create such a games in a real life. And and that's it. Like I was playing golf with my friends someday, and I told them about that idea, and they were like, "Whoa, that's big. We are doing that." And we are doing that till.
That's great. And these are the same friends that you are running startup with, because I saw on your website a lovely enter, and I just want to read this. So we are a team of 5 creative engineers, best friends who share a passion for technology and vision for a better future. Is that the same friends?
Yes.
So how the running a startup which with friends look like? Because I think that it can be challenging.
Mm, it is challenging, like, but I don't think it's like a more challenging than running a normal startup with no friends. I think that it's easier to run such a things with friends because there's not there's no that office distance, I would say, and especially in the first moments of a startups of a company, it is very important to work very agile, work a lot of hours, work in a great atmosphere, and I have knew my friends before doing startups, so I have knew them, I have knew how they work, how they are able to work. So it is very important because thanks to that, I was able to manage this work to go as fast as it's possible. So it's easier to make such a company with friends, I think.
Okay, so that's great. And what are the biggest challenge in running such an extraordinary, I can say, startup?
I think that we are actually like a company or a startup that has the, a big luck in a our way, and or maybe not big luck, but we work very hard. So the most challenging way or things that are there are, I don't know, I would say that managing all the like errors of communication is the harder one, because there's a meme like in our startup we have a hardware team and a IT team, and we have hardware and a software. So hardware need to communicate with software and software with hardware. And there's like a very very popular meme that engineer is talking to programmers and engineer is saying, from my side everything is working, and the programmer is saying, yeah, from my side also everything is working. And but it in whole there's no working at all. So like that kind of problem is in terms of communication are actually the hardest one, I would say, because you have to manage like the two worlds together, and the two worlds are not actually like talking the same language in terms
Yes,
of experience.
I understand it. I do. So I work in IT company, so I'm a marketer, mainly working with developers, man developers. Sometimes it's hard to communicate and find the one place to understand each other. So yes, yeah, I get it. So what are your plans for the future? How do you want to develop Magli startup?
Yeah, so actually, like in a less than a month, in a 24th of the next month, is opening a big financing for hotels for 600K finances with a co-finance with European Union for 90%. So like and this like idea is the best for us because the hotels are able to get donation for implementing our project, our product, our Magli game. So for now we are focusing to get to the biggest number to clients. For now we have a few contracted that would be applying for a donation to for our product. That's very important. And in terms of a future plan, we are looking to focusing a little bit more on our water sense project, because we are thinking that we will start the project on big steps in this year in a July on or August. So that's gonna be also big for us to develop other teams that would take that project for serious, because now we are waiting for a few things to settle down. But after that we need to we will need to work very fast on that project. And I think that project is very amazing. It's gonna change the how we look at our rivers, how we look about our water. It's gonna be very very amazing in terms of everything. So that's kind of a plans. We also, in terms of Magli game, want to progress in our implementations. We want to change the hotel space. We want to implement magic in a hotel space, and in a 1.5 year, we also want to create like a community of families going to interesting places in hotels, and kind of connect them together, present them places that are very interesting with our games, and grow even further to also Europe with our technology. So that's kind of our plans.
So it sounds like a busy next few years.
Yes, yes, definitely.
So finger crossed that everything goes well and like you want. So I have the last question for you, which is asked every single guest at our podcast. Do you have any advice for the future CEOs of startup, or for the people who are already running them? What is your advice for them?
So I would say like the best advice also for me that works very well is to uh, try not to learn on your mistakes. Try to learn on somebody's mistakes.
So that's really short, but very, I think, meaningful and important advice. So thank you for being here one more time. Filip Budny, founder of CEO and Magli Startup, was here today with us. So thank you one more time and good luck.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.